Welcome to a weirdly backlit Ask Dr. Ben. I don't know, I'm going to turn these sideways, maybe record against the wall in the future, but for now, yeah, here you go. Here you go. Next paper is called Detection of SARS-CoV-2 in Placental and Fetal Membrane Samples. And this one is trying to answer the question of what exactly happens inside of a pregnant mother if she is giving birth to a baby while still positive for COVID-19. And this is a thing that has definitely been happening around the world. And so this particular study, I believe, comes from New York State. And they've actually gone in and they've sampled the mothers, they've sampled the babies, and they've sampled the placenta in some of these cases. Of the 11 placentas that they sampled, 3 were positive for SARS-CoV-2, meaning they actually had virus inside there. They're looking for virus RNA, so I guess there's the possibility the virus wasn't working, but if the virus was there, I think the most likely explanation is that the virus was actually infecting either the placenta, that's most likely, or something right around there. And so it looks, and these all came from either moderate or severely infected, like how serious the infection was, mothers. And so, yeah, in severe infection, we know that occasionally some of this virus does leak out and it must get into the bloodstream because there have been cases where they've shown that there's a little bit of virus in the heart or where there's virus of original SARS coronavirus anyway, and MERS coronavirus in the brainstem, probably also a little bit of SARS coronavirus too, but these are in rare cases. This is not what normally happens as far as we can tell, and most of the effects on hearts and brains that we know about seem to be because of the immune response. It's a pretty powerful thing, the cytokine storm that the virus causes, and this immune response is very damaging to pretty much any organ, but yeah, these are sensitive organs, the heart and the brain, very much so. So in this study, none of the babies became infected, so that's good, and there was no evidence in sort of the amniotic fluid, like the soup that the baby floats around in, of infection that I've seen here or anywhere. So it looks like the mother is infected. It looks like the infection probably stops at the placenta, but that's getting dangerously close now. And again, these are all small numbers. It doesn't mean it couldn't happen. It just means there's no good evidence that it has happened yet. And for now, and for babies, and for everybody, I think that's fairly good news. But it does show that we need to try and figure out ways to keep the baby virus-free, even if it's coming from a mother who has the virus. And that's tricky. There will be maternity doctors and nurses working on this and trying to come up with ways to do this. There have even been a couple cases where you had, I believe, C-section and still ended up with a couple of potentially exposed and infected babies. So there's a lot of ways that could happen, and yeah, this is part of figuring out how and what and when and why and where, which is what we do. That's what science is for. So thank you very much. This was Ask Dr. Ben.